Hey there. You are watching this video because you've either scheduled an appointment to visit with me and you're getting this as a result of scheduling that appointment, or you've made it to our YouTube channel and you're about to start digging into some of the videos that we created. But before we meet or before you start watching some of the videos, here's a little bit of context about why I do what we do or why I do what I do, and kind of how I got to be at this point today with my philosophy and my mindset. So for those that know me, know that I was a Division I college athlete. I was a soccer player back in the 90s and had an opportunity to get a scholarship to a couple schools, but for whatever reason, scholarships didn't work out. So I ended up walking on to a D1 school that had made it to the men's soccer Final Four year before I got there. And I was walking on to a team that was a super high level performing team and wasn't really sure of my space or my spot or where I fit in. But through determination and perseverance, I stayed at that school, ended up getting a full ride scholarship, and played almost every single minute of every competitive match my sophomore through senior year while I was there. And that was a really fun time in my life. However, it wasn't fun at the time because I wasn't able to enjoy it because I was so focused on results and the end goal. But I think that's kind of helped me in my business career. When I was a senior in college, I trained with a couple pro teams and had an opportunity to try out and realized that the professional route just wasn't going to be for me because this is right in the year 2000, 2001. The money wasn't there in professional soccer here in the United States. And I made a decision at age 20, 21. Did I want to continue to kind of bounce around in the professional ranks making less than minimum wage, or did I want to finally bite the bullet and get my professional career going? And so I decided on the latter, to get my professional career going. And in my years in college, I had done an internship at one of the big investment houses. And I had always had an interest in money, partly because we really didn't have much as a kid when I was growing up. And I've told this story before. My mom was an educator in the public school system, teacher to substitute teacher to teacher, all the way up to assistant principal, principal, superintendent, assistant superintendent in a large school district. My dad worked in the oil and gas business as an engineer and got, bounced around in the oil and gas business, tried to be an entrepreneur at one point, went back into the oil and gas business and just saw the volatility of working for big corporations. But, we were not poor, but we were probably lower middle class growing up. I grew up in a 1,300 square foot home, but it really formed me in terms of being interested in finance going forward. So I committed my education to finance and I started my career in finance. So when I graduated, I started getting my licenses through one of the big box firms, and they paid for me to get my licenses. And I was all in. I was going to be a full service financial advisor. I was going to be stocks, bonds, mutual funds, everything from an asset allocation standpoint. I was going to do it, but I started in the year 2001. And as I was building my book of business, I saw what happened to retirees, pre-retirees. And my entire business has really been working in the pre-retiree space, people 10 years and in, or business owners. But people 10 years and in, I was working with them in 2001, 2002, 2003. And if you remember what was happening in the S&P 500 at that time, it was the tech bubble bursting. And we were doing everything right. Beautiful asset allocation models, beautiful mixture of stocks, bonds, mutual funds, fixed income, equities. And people were losing money going right into retirement, and they needed to take distributions from their retirement plans and they would never recover. And then we got a little period of respite and relief in 2004, 5, 6, 7. Things are looking good. Markets coming back. And then subprime mortgage lending crisis, 2008, 2009 happened all over again. And I saw the same thing happen. People in retirement, going into retirement, needing to take distributions to live in retirement, and their accounts are being hit 40, 50%. We did everything right. As the book of financial planning says, we did everything right. And so that really kind of stuck with me, and it caused me some issues to really consider. So part of that was being at a big box firm that manufactured its own product. And I didn't like having to sell what they manufacture if it wasn't the best thing for the client. So in 2009, 2010, I decided to break out and start my own firm. And the tagline underneath the logo was called Wealth Preservation Solutions, because that is exactly what had formed my first 10 years in the business, being able to preserve people's wealth going into retirement. And to this day, it's still one of the main focuses for me of Wealth Preservation Solutions. And so as I was growing my book of business, so now I'm my own independent book of business, I found myself getting more and more specialized as the years progressed into high net worth clients, ultra high net worth clients, business owners, still getting inside of that 10 to 15 year window for retirement. But now they're looking at, where do taxes come into play? Where does different asset location come into play? Not just asset allocation, but asset location. And really getting a lot of questions about, why am I not further ahead in life than where I thought I would be? Why am I still kind of bouncing around? And it really started me down in another path of thinking against Main Street, thinking against Wall Street, thinking against conventional wisdom as financial solutions and strategies come into play. And it's really been a game changer for me and my clients in terms of thinking about things from a different perspective. If what you thought you knew to be true about money was wrong, how fast would you want to know it? And then how fast would you want to take action to correct that? And so there's a reason why when you look at all of the advertisements, all of the things that pop up on your phone, all the things that pop up on your computer, your TV when you're watching, if you're streaming or cable, not really much magazine ads anymore. People probably don't get a whole lot of physical newspapers. But there's a reason why banks advertise more than anybody else, investment houses advertise more than anybody else, because they want your money. But are they really doing it for your best interest, or are they doing it for their best interest? And yeah, you can have access to all the different tools that they have, but question, are the underlying fundamentals of your financial strategy sound? Is there a better way to do it? Or are you basically just feeding the beast and you're still going, you may have a lot of money, but you're going to end up paying a lot of money too. The strategies that we employ from a wealth preservation solution standpoint is all about questioning conventional wisdom. Can you find an alternative way to create consistent retirement income? Can you create a way to create a lasting legacy for your family and your heirs? Is there a way to minimize your taxation in retirement? Is there a way to create tax-free distributions? Is there a way to minimize the taxes on your qualified plan distributions? Is there a way to keep up with inflation and make sure you don't run out of money in retirement? All of these things we focus on specifically for high net worth, ultra high net worth individuals, business owners looking to have an exit strategy. This is what we do. This is the conversation I'm going to have with you. These are what my videos in the YouTube channel are built around. I hope you enjoy them. I look forward to talking with you, and I'll see you on the other side. Thanks.